is the future of Macy's? It's hard to figure out.
Well, they were certainly struggling on the way into this crisis, and I don't see anything about this crisis that suggests they're going to come out in any kind of stronger position. I think the comments that their CEO made today are particularly disingenuous. He's looking to gain market share from failing luxury players. He claims Lord & Taylor is a luxury player. Lord & Taylor hasn't been in the luxury business in years. The Neiman Marcus store closings aren't meaningful enough to make a difference, at least not yet. I think Bloomingdale's has all the brand authority to prosper in the luxury space, but outside of a handful of very high-profile locations, Macy's certainly does not. And as far as a new off-mall strategy, well, I think that's just completely wishful thinking at this point.
So do you see any hope for any of the department stores, or is that just dead money, that category?
I think the category has been in decline for a very long time. I think the pandemic has accelerated that decline. I don't think there's anything on the horizon as you look past the pandemic that suggests that these banners, there are very few of them that are left, will have any lasting relevance. Frankly, the Walmart, Target, Costco, Amazon of the world are gobbling up market share, and they've been doing that pre-pandemic. They're certainly taking tremendous advantage, if you will, of the crisis that we're all in. Consumers have been shifting away from these dinosaur-like stores called department stores for a very long time, and there's nothing that they're doing today, any of them that continue to do business, that suggests they're going to be highly sought after in the future.
When we look at who have been the winners and losers so far in the last 3 or 4 months, Mark, which has been a bigger key factor? Being ready in terms of e-commerce and having that very well built out, or being designated as an essential retailer?
Well, there's no doubt that being an essential retailer gives an enterprise an enormous leg up on all those who have been forced to close. Having things that customers eagerly want to buy, groceries, home supplies, home furnishings, certainly is tremendously valuable in this period that we're living in, versus folks like Macy's, who are principally focused on apparel and accessories. So being able to be in business is an enormous leg up. But coupled with that is the capacity that some of these players have had in building out their credibility in the e-commerce space, their ability to present and transact to customers eager to procure things that they don't want to have to shop for physically. Credit Amazon for creating this revolutionary channel change. Give Walmart and Target credit, Costco as well, for getting in on this change in a very, very big way. And the investments they've made are paying tremendous dividends at the moment, and they will continue to pay dividends in the future, because this shift to e-commerce, though it's not going to completely consume brick and mortar, is going to continue to accelerate once this crisis has passed.
So, Mark, when you teach your course next on the death of department stores, are you going to blame it on management? Because if you look at a company like Macy's, historically, they've had top-tier management. Terry Lundgren, the previous CEO, Karen Hoge, the longtime former CFO, beloved by Wall Street during the growth years. It's not the current generation, but do you see this as preventable with the right management team?
Well, Sarah, first off, I don't teach the death of the department store. The course I'm teaching starting next week is a masterclass in creating a retail enterprise literally from scratch. And so I'm focused on the future opportunities that retail poses, which are enormous because there are no lack of customers. And on the other side of this crisis, there will be a recovery and a boom, if you will. I spent 14 years at Federated, which is the predecessor of Macy's. And so forgive me for making a very pointed remark here, but I don't share your optimism or your praise for past management. I think Macy's played out a last man standing strategy for several decades, and now they've run out of gas. They have hollowed themselves out, putting them in a position where in a crisis like this, they have nowhere to go. It's one of the principal reasons why their business was failing before this crisis occurred.